What do we make of India's team that's been picked for the test match? There's two separate issues to discuss. Virat Kohli, should Virat Kohli been playing for India? Should he look at a larger objective, which is to do well in England and go and play in England and miss the test match? But other than Kohli, everybody has been picked. I know Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah, and I want to ask you about Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah first. Would India almost be better off with Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah maybe playing somewhere in England if they can get a gig? They're not on the India A squad. But are you okay with Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah missing?
Well, Bhuvi in particular, yes, because he hasn't had a lot of overs under his belt as far as after his injury. I think he needs some time. Bumrah's had a good tour of South Africa. He's had a lot of 2020 cricket, so he probably just needs some red ball practice and get some overs under his belt. In the nets is fine to do that. If he could find some time in England to play some longer form cricket, I think that would certainly help. I don't think that is a major issue for mine as far as the fast bowling
because
stocks
you've got the other
are concerned. You've got plenty.
Shami.
There's plenty of fast bowling stocks around, and the primary concern I think will be Bhuvneshwar Kumar 100% fit for England. If he's 100% fit in England, he I think is as good a bowler as India can send in England conditions.
So that leaves the question of Virat Kohli. I knew that Virat Kohli had said that he wanted to play, but I was hoping that the schedules would permit a little week to be carved out. Take a flight, come in on the 13th, play the test match, go back and play. But that's not to be. So Ajinkya Rahane is captain. Did a fantastic job as captain in the test match against Australia. But I'm happy to see that all the Ashwins, the Pujaras, everybody's in. KL Rahul comes back in. Maybe Rahul will get Kohli's spot.
He'll get Kohli's spot, and yeah, it's fantastic for practice. Also, they're taking it seriously. They're putting up their best team, and other than that, and they've not. I mean, they're also. It wouldn't be great to see just a 5-6 players of the national squad playing with the rest of them sort of resting off. So they're giving them the respect, and I think they deserve it. I think Afghanistan has done enough to deserve a really full strength India side against them.
My concern is with the teams that are going to England. We looked at the T20 side. Look at the ODI squad. I look at that ODI squad, and I say, which of the batsmen is chipping in with the ball? Which of the bowlers is chipping in with the bat? And the answer to those is a null set. The bowlers don't bat and the batsmen don't bowl, apart from Hardik Pandya. So I'm a little worried about that balance going into a World Cup here.
Yeah, I wonder what they're doing, what the theory is. Is it just for this tour? And are the players that are on the A tour, are they trying to force selection for the World Cup squad? Because that exactly is my worry as well. Now, if I'm picking a World Cup squad right now, I probably don't have Ajinkya Rahane in my World Cup squad, and I don't have Dinesh Karthik.
That's an interesting one.
In my World Cup squad, because you need a batsman or guys who can bowl a little bit in that squad. I'm probably leaving Kuldeep out as well, and I've got to bring Krunal Pandya in because he's going to offer me some batting. And if you're going to have Dhoni at 5, Hardik Pandya at 6, you need a Krunal Pandya, I think, at 7 to offer you some batting as well as your spin bowling. They're leaving Jadeja out, they're leaving Ashwin out. So they're obviously not looking at those guys as one-day players at the moment. I think you need some batting, and you need someone in that 6th position who bats and bowls, and you've got to have at least 6 options with the ball.
So you know what's happened? They've got the 3 bowlers who have risen in the last 12 to 18 months in one-day cricket, or rather strengthened their place in one-day cricket, are Kuldeep Yadav, Yajwendra Chahal, Jasprit Bumrah. Now neither of those is batting at 8.
None of them. They should all bat at 11 if possible.
Now Bhuvneshwar at 8. Who is 7?
7 at the moment.
So otherwise you get Hardik Pandya batting at 7, which means you've got 5 bowlers, each of whom bowls 10 overs, but there is no support. One gets hit, one gets injured. Virat Kohli is looking around and putting himself on to bowl.
Absolutely. And that's...
Or Dhoni.
The other thing is, it's probably counterintuitive to what India is doing all these years, but I think if you're looking at 2019, really for balance, and Ashwin would have been a really useful player in English conditions. He may not be anywhere else, but he would be a really useful player because he can bat.
One game in the Champions Trophy seems to have cost him a lot.
It seems that Washington Sunder's taken that spot, hasn't he? I mean, he's now the off spinner, the batting, the batting sort of, I guess, 8, 7, 8, but he's untested at that level. So, I mean, again, I'll go back to these young kids. If you want to win a World Cup, I think in India, you've got enough experience. In England, you've got enough experience in Kohli, in Dhoni, in Shikhar Dhawan, in Rohit Sharma towards the top. Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson.
Exactly, they add that.
They're the guys. They're the 2 guys that I would be having in that squad. I talk about the batsmen I'm leaving out in Karthik and Ajinkya Rahane, but those are the 2 kids, and I say kids because they're a lot younger than me, and I've got a son older than them. They are the two young men that I would have in that squad.
Shreyas
leading for. Yeah, absolutely. Shreyas is there, no problem at all with that. Those 3 guys are the ones I would be looking forward. 2 of them are only going to make the team, batting at sort of 4 and 5, I think, unless you have Indoni at 5.
None of them bowl. That's the big issue. None of them bowl, and I see Krunal Pandya. Therefore, look at him on that India A tour very carefully, because if he can keep his fitness, so far he's had major fitness issues. If he can keep his fitness, but the selectors have been watching the IPL, so you might look at some of the sides and say, have they? Because Manish Pandey stays in the T20 squad, not in the 50 over squad. Rishabh Pant doesn't get into some of the bigger sides, gets into India A, but they've been watching it for Ambati Rayudu. I think he's knocked the door down. He hasn't just sort of tapped on it. He's knocked the door down. And Siddharth Kaul. So you tell me about Rayudu, you tell me about Kaul.
So about Rayudu, I just want to say his last 5 innings, his lowest score in his last 5 ODI innings was 41, if I'm not mistaken. A century among them. Might have been at Zimbabwe, but they were international runs. This man has a batting average of plus 50 in one-day international cricket. I mean, really, honestly, if he had to be dropped, he's done nothing to get dropped. He's got that chance back again, and at this point in time, he deserves a chance. He's done enough to get it, and I think, there's a lot of players who, you work on perceptions. Rayudu's just not seem to be perceived, at least. So it's fantastic. I think MSK Prasad comes from around the same part of the world, from AP. He knows Rayudu, he's seen Rayudu, and I'm glad he's been picked.
The other thing I like about that selection is they're telling people who are in their early 30s, it doesn't matter, we still got time for you, the door's not shut on you.
It's the Matthew Hayden effect,
Siddharth Kaul?
Well, he's again knocked the door down. I think he's bowled brilliantly up front. He's got the knuckleball. He's perfected that. You look at his numbers from this IPL. He, economy bowling at the front and at the death. And that 19th over last night
was brilliant.
Absolutely outstanding. I think they needed
19 off 2, and he bowled a 7-run over.
And he went for 7. And he gave Bhuvi 12 runs to play with, which was fantastic. Exactly what they needed.
Spot on. It is a combination. The bowler bowling number 19 is charged with the responsibility of giving 20 runs in the bank.
Yeah. So he's got, swing the ball a little bit up front if he wants, if he tries to, if he wants to. He's got a good bouncer, so he's got enough pace to upset a batsman at the top order. He's got knuckleballs, he's got variety at the back end, and he's got a headband. I love him.
I love the headband. When he started off in IPL, he came in 2008, he was in the Kolkata Knight Riders. He was just primarily an outswing bowler.
Everything that has ever happened in the IPL traces its origins back to...
It's not my fault that he played for KKR.
Knight Riders.
He used to play for the Kolkata Knight Riders.
They're playing Mumbai Indians tomorrow in the
2008. So he's how old is he? So
he's 27,
27, okay.
He was
a young man then.
He was in the under-19 World Cup.
I don't know if he's 27, a little younger maybe, because he said something to me recently. No, that was Sunday. Yeah, he's about 26, 27.
No, he's about 28 and a half, 29. He was 18 and a half when he played that 2008 World Cup, under-19 World Cup.
Okay.
He bowled the final over, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
27.
Yeah.
But I like him. He's just another one of the crop that India are producing now as far as quick bowlers are concerned. And the IPL has certainly helped. And I think the state of the pitches in India at times, and Ranji Trophy has certainly helped the fact that guys want to bowl fast. And
interestingly, on
really good.
On Cricbuzz, I did these interviews, and you'll see them shortly, with both Sandeep Sharma and Siddharth Kaul. And they said, and Siddharth Kaul especially said, we've been playing so much domestic cricket, we understand Indian pitches very well, and we know the bowlers we are bowling to. But it's a great time to be Siddharth Kaul. Congratulations to Siddharth Kaul and to Ambati Rayudu. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that Test match squad for the England tour.